Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Spank and Jake broadcast. Once again, I'm your host on Somebody Sunday, Dime. Now, I know it's been a while. We've been off the air for a bit, but I'm finally back. They brought me back from the dead, if you will. And I'm coming back to give you Somebody Sunday, and I'm flubbing words just as bad as Spanky. God. Today I'm bringing you Elite Dangerous. This is Elite Dangerous. It is a space flight simulator, and I do mean simulator, because though it can be action-packed, though it can be fun, it can also kind of be mundane too. But we're going to start. I'm going to show you a bit of the game, show you where I'm at thus far. I've put a good bit of time into the game, and I myself am loving it. Going to go to my private group where I play. It is open to the entire world. B, I do the private groups because sometimes I don't like to get messed with by other players, but you can. You can definitely get messed with. You may not find them, because I'm about to show you why you may not find people. This is where I am. This is Little Star System LTT 2667. These are some of the surrounding systems. Every single dot is a system. And it goes on and on and on. Oh, look at that. That's the entire Milky Way. Yep, not kidding. Every single dot is a system. And that's all the possible systems. So you may not run into people often, but it does happen. Sometimes I don't like to get messed with. Sometimes I play alone. That's fine by me. I invite my friends, but this is my ship. I fly the Vulture class ship. I will show it to you now. I say Vulture class, it's not like a class, it's just the Vulture. Ooh, this is the Vulture. Those are my guns. I started out in a lowly Sidewinder with 2,000 credits. I am now up to a Vulture, which is a $5 million credit ship. And I've got 3 million extra in the bank for outfitting, which I can't really afford too terribly much right now because I've kind of outfitted this pretty well already. But like I said, I haven't put a whole ton of time into this game. I did when it first released for about an extra, I put 40 hours into it, and then in the last few weeks I've put another, say, 40-ish hours into it. So I'm having fun with this game. But like I said, it is a simulator, and you have plenty to do. So, like, I'm going to show y'all one of the simulation kind of things that are. I'm going to turn on pre-flight checks. And you also have an inventory system, your fire groups for your weapons. But since I don't have a lot of guns on this thing, one fire group will suffice. These are all your modules. You can turn it all on and off in the middle of space, which is cool. This is general information, status, faction, reputations, that kind of thing. You see, it would cost me down at the lower left-hand corner, left-hand corner. See the rebuy cost, my local bounties, local rep, and my current balance. Over on the left-hand side, blah, blah, blah. You have navigation panels, transactions. Ooh, I could go claim money. My contacts that are currently nearby, and there's also sub-targets and their inventory if I so scan it. These are all the places I could go to in the immediate area, but because I want this to be slightly interesting, we're going to go ahead and prep for takeoff. Now, like I said, this is a flight simulator game. Yes, it can be action-packed, yes, it can be fun, but it is a simulation, so it's not necessarily a forgiving game. It can be very much tedious and mundane a lot of the times. And occasionally it can be insane. So we're going to real quick do our pre-flight checks with pitch up, pitch down. Oop, come on. Come on. Do your job. Roll left. Roll right. I always go left first because I'm left-handed. Y'all left. Y'all right. Thrust left, thrust right, and then throttle. I should have gone with thrust, but whatever. Throttle up and down, thrust up and down. Now, like I said, this is a simulation, and I love that. I'm a big kind of simulation kind of person. Oh, left shift. I almost never use that button. So we're released. And because it is a simulation, I would strongly advise playing this with a joystick if you can. Right now I've got my joystick in my left hand and I've got my... Ooh, that's another ship. I've got my joystick in my left hand and my mouse in my right. My mouse is acting as my throttle. And as I've said before on this channel, I do have a Razer Naga mouse. So I have lots of options when it comes to that, as far as what I can press, what I can do. Right now I'm looking for a place to go, and I think I'm going to go over to this area here.
Frameshift drive charging.
Now right now I'm charging my frameshift drive, which will put me into what is known as Super Cruise. This allows you to go very quickly between small bodies of planets and asteroids and things within a particular star system. Now, you do need a frameshift drive to also go into pretty much hyperspace. Now, right now I'm trying to match my distance and speed to make sure I don't come at this too quickly, though I almost always fail right there. It's only at this place, too. You have to match your distance and speed to make sure you can come out of Super Cruise safely at your particular destination. But as you can see, that is an entire planet, which is absolutely amazing. And right now we're going to go directly into this area. Now, does this mean to travel anywhere you have to use Super Cruise? Well, yes and no. I'll say why no first. I could have traveled from there, out somewhere out there, to here, just without it. It would have taken me roughly a year, but it's possible. I could also travel from here to the other side of this asteroid belt, but it would probably take me close to 30 minutes, probably more. So you're probably asking, okay, why are you at this asteroid belt? Do you mine here? Which you can, by the way. I can come here to mine minerals, but I prefer to come here for a more dangerous, an elite dangerous form of danger here. Bounty hunting. As you can see, some fighting is going on down below me, and I'm going to head over there. I'm going to adjust my power accordingly, putting more power into my engines, and I'm going to head over there. Bounty hunting is a great form, or a great way to make money early on in this game. Trading is really good late game from what I hear, but I haven't really dabbled with it too much. I'm kind of just enjoying space combat at the moment. I mean, I'm a big space nerd, so space combat is kind of addictive. So right now I'm cycling through all the targets to assess the situation that I'm about to come up on. Gonna deploy my weapons. We're gonna kill some people. Let's have some fun. So we see this guy is wanted. He is an eagle. He's a small fighter. So he's not going to be a match for me. As long as I don't hit the guy he's trying to kill. The innocent bystander, if you will. Oh, and I forgot to readjust my power to put more power into weapons to allow them to recharge faster. But like I said, he's no match. And he's already dead. 10K! Right there. Now you'd be saying, oh man, you get money pretty quickly here. Yeah, you can. But, like I said, I spent, say, 5 million to buy the ship. I've put an extra 2 or 3 million already into the ship. And he's already dead. 14K there. And I'm still on the cheap end. Later on, there's big ships that cost like 150 million, if not more. So that's a little Type 9 Heavy, which is a big honkin', like, basically the semi-truck of space. But I'm gonna keep looking around to find more action, see if I can find some bigger targets. And this asteroid field is huge, and that planet is huge. Wait, where'd the planet go? Space, I don't know. You can lose things very quickly. Ooh, a Python. Python is a big battleship type. It's a medium-sized ship, but it has a lot of gun emplacements. It's more like a fast Corvette of a ship. If you don't know that, a Corvette is kind of like smaller than a frigate, but bigger than like a fighter. And that's pretty much... Oh, crap. I didn't check. So, we're going to be getting out of here quickly. Because I accidentally attacked somebody who was not wanted. That was my mistake. I wasn't paying enough attention. So I'm going to put some more power into my thrusters and get the hell out of here.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Oops. So, because I attacked somebody who's not wanted, I do incur a bounty on me, and I don't really want to have to deal with that right now. I'm going to go figure out where I'm going. Why am I going below the asteroid belt? I don't know. We're going to go over here, going to set our position, lock destination, and keep going. So now that I'm wanted, I have to get rid of this wanted level. And to do that, there are only two ways. A is the not so great method, and B is the still not so great method, but a little less not so great. I don't know. So A is I can just leave the system for about a week. After a period of 24 hours, a bounty becomes dormant, and after a week, your bounty disappears. Unless you continue, like after a week of a bounty being dormant, it will disappear, which is nice. And the next one, sadly, is not to pay the bounty, like in most games. No, it's to die. And partially kind of like that, partially don't. It used to be that you could pay your bounty off, which was very convenient, because usually a small bounty like that, because I just made a simple mistake, very idiotic, but still simple mistake, and I could just pay the 400, which is cheap, which is next to nothing, and get off scot-free. But Frontier, the creators of this game, figured that's not necessarily as punishing as we'd like it to be. It's too easy to just pay your bounty off. And you'll see I'm aligning myself with the door for docking so that I can easily burst in, because if any of these guys scan me, they're going to shoot me and kill me. And I don't feel like dying, so I'm going to align myself and speed up and shoot in. The other method is to engage silent running, which turns off everything non-essential, but completely risks me blowing up. I don't feel like blowing up, so I'm just going to boost right on in here. I'm going to slow the hell down, figure out where I'm landing, and show you option 2 for getting out of a bounty. Easily. Might I add.
Warning, landing gear not deployed.
Okay,
Warning,
okay.
Landing gear not deployed.
Came in there a
Landing
bit too
gear deployed.
fast, but that's alright. I'm going to back up now. Kind of readjust. Like I said, this is a simulation.
Docking successful.
Well, not like a hardcore
Engines
simulation.
disengaged.
It's like a light simulation, honestly. But I could be biased because of the fact that I have played a lot of simulation games in the past. Arma 3 being one of them. Flight Simulator being another one of them. I like simulator games. So that may be because I'm biased. But anyway, I'm going to show you the other way, which is to come back to your place, your whatever starport you're at. Go to Shipyard and buy a Sidewinder. They're the cheapest vessel in the game. You start out with 1 and 2,000 credits. And the Sidewinder you start with is loaned to you. But because I've been in this system for a while, I went ahead and bought one a while back, just to make sure I could do this. And then I'm going to go down here to options. No, I'm not going to sell it for 10,000. And I'm going to climb in. Now I paid 32K for this, which isn't expensive whatsoever. And I'm going to, and then I went ahead and sold almost everything connected to it. I sold the shielding, I sold the frame shift drive, or well, no, I didn't sell that. I sold the cargo rack. I sold pretty much anything that I didn't absolutely need to just be allowed to take off. Sold it and got rid of it. That way, pre-flight checks, make sure that's off so I don't have to bore y'all with that again. And we're going to return to surface. Sold everything, so I really only played maybe 15,000 for it, right? Then you just leave. Leave out here, and you self-destruct, which you can do, by the way. So I'm gonna come out here, I'm gonna launch, and I'm gonna die, and then we're gonna try this all over again.
Ship released.
Okay.
Engines engaged.
I really don't want to be an idiot again. We're gonna take care of this once. I'm gonna try not to mess up next time.
Landing gear
Take off my landing gear. Boost out of here as fast as I can. That way I can go over to functions and self-destruct.
Self-destruct sequence initiated.
So, you can do that. You'll see oxygen is depleting right now. Heat is going up. Shields are down, which we kind of already knew that. And a countdown has begun. Oh gosh, he almost hit me. Like a matter or so. And I can tell you right now about some of the consequences of losing your ship. You have to rebuy it. If you don't have enough money to rebuy it, well, tough shit. That's basically it. Tough shit. You're gonna start in a Sidewinder back where you began. Tough shit. That's literally all I can say. If you die and you don't have enough money to rebuy your ship and all of its upgrades, you will die. And you will start all the way back. You'll have to click just this one button. You'll see rebuy your ship you died in for however much. See, for me it's only 604 because it's a cheap little ship. Or getting a free Sidewinder back at LHS 3447 where everyone starts. But since that's like probably 250 light years away from me right now, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go back over to the thingy, to the shipyard, and get into my ship. This is also a good time to tell you about consequences in this game, because like I said, it is a simulator, so there's got to be consequences. I could sell my ship for 8 million. That's actually pretty impressive. I didn't know it was worth so much. Anyway, consequences. So you saw earlier, heat was going up. If your ship overheats, you will start to take internal damage. Certain internals may start melting. Like, if I come over to functions, or not functions, modules, some of these might become damaged. Now, if my kill warrant scanner, or my cargo hatch becomes damaged, oh well. But if my life support becomes damaged, oh crap. If my shield generator becomes damaged, oh crap. If I take damage, that's gonna suck. If I'm in the middle of combat and my pulse lasers go out, oh crap. You get where I'm going with this. A lot of things can go oh crap on you very quickly. Now, the life support. And you'll also remember a moment ago, we had an oxygen timer. That's your life support. If your life support goes out, or for heaven's sake, which will most likely happen to you in the first few hours, your canopy breaks. Yes, the glass canopy that separates you from space decompression breaks. You're going to die.
Engaged.
You're going to have 5 minutes to get to the nearest starport and land. If you can't get behind that blue wall that's right in front of me in those 5 minutes, you're going to suffocate and
Landing
die.
gear retracted.
That's probably not fun. Probably not fun. Actually, I know it's not fun. I've done it before. It sucked. I didn't like it. I had to rebuy my ship. And rebuying my ship is 472,000. Which isn't too terribly much. Like I said, I'm sitting on 3 million. But I've heard that once you get up to the really high levels in this game, the rebuy cost can actually be in the millions. And I don't mean like, 1 million. Because I'm sitting on 1 million. Whatever on 1 million.
Engage.
Not whatever. I would be kind of pissed. But, you know, at the higher levels, 1 million wouldn't be so much. But I'm talking like tens of millions. Yeah. It's a lot of money. So, definitely don't want to die. Bad things happen. Definitely don't want to mess up like I just did and completely ruin a video. We could have had some good times out here, but no. I had to go and be a jackass. Completely jackass. It's whatever. It's whatever. We'll get back into this, alright? I'm here for you. Well, same here for me. Or you. Whichever you want to look at it as. So, we're coming in back to resource extraction high. There's two types of resource extraction areas, high and low. Low means kind of lower end people, lower end ships are there in the area because it's not that lucrative of a mining field. It's not as highly populated, not as many miners, so not as many pirates are going to show up. In a place like this, more pirates are going to show up because more miners are going to be here. So if you're a pirate, it's a really great place to come and kill some people and take their shit. But also, as a miner, it's more dangerous to come here because there's more pirates here hunting for you. It's kind of a, yeah. So that's why bounty hunters, like me, start at the low extraction zones when we have a tiny little ship. And we steadily work our way up into these bigger, nice ships, and then we come into the high extraction zones and help out those miners. Now, if I was in a PvP area, these miners would be maybe occasionally helping me because they'd be people, or they'd be just saying, fuck this, I'm out. In this area, I'm all alone. It's just me. Now, you'll see right now, there's nobody here. Like I've said, this is space. This can happen. But usually if you come into these areas and just wait a minute or two, people pop up all the time. All the time. You just gotta have to wait a minute. And that is a planet. I could fly over to it if I wanted to, but it's a gas giant, so I can't land on it. Because like I said, gas giant. And I don't know if you've done any like research, but gas is not a solid. Can't land on that. If I try to go through the center, I'll probably get crushed by gravity or some shit. I don't know, this game is pretty, not completely dead accurate on science, but it's pretty damn close. It's kind of nice. So you'll see he's marked in green, he's an eagle, and he's not wanted, as you can see in the lower left-hand corner. That means he is part of the System Authority vessels.
Scan detected.
Vessels, whatever. Vessels. So he's actually here to help. If bounty hunters all of a sudden, or not bounty hunters, but pirates all of a sudden jump me, or I jump some pirates, he might engage to help me out, or he might engage on his own to help himself out, because it's kind of his job to engage these dickholes. What do we got here? We got some more System Authority forces, so not really worried about them. I'm gonna boost up here. I see some more targets on my sensors down at the bottom, which you can upgrade to have higher range, but I haven't done that yet because I've been focusing on other things like, you know, shields. They're important. A power coupling, that's important. Kind of want to be able to distribute my power to places. Ooh, I see something. It looks promising. It is a python. Are you wanted, though?
Scan detected.
And you are, which is nice. I'm going to take my kill warrant scanner. I'm going to hold it down and start scanning him. You'll see the blue bar in the bottom left. I'm scanning him to see if he's wanted
Scan
in other
detected.
places besides just this system. If you see somebody wanted, they're wanted in the system you're in. If you scan them, you can find out whether or not they're wanted in multiple systems. Now right now, Python might be a little too big for me. Might. I've never really tried soloing a Python. I'm gonna hang with him for a second. Gonna chill with him, see if he gets jumped by any Federation forces. If not, I might go ahead and make an attempt. And we can find out if I suck or not. So he's just kind of flying around chilling. I see some other fighting going on, but that Python has me attached. I want that. I want that Python. Should I go for it? Fuck it. It's for YouTube. For the YouTubes. So before I engage, I'm gonna equal out all my power at the bottom right. Distribute more of my power into weapons to make sure I can keep shooting more often. I'm gonna put my thruster speed in the blue so I can have max maneuverability. And then I'm gonna open up on his ass. I'm using energy weapons, so his shield should go down fairly quickly, but we'll see. Right now, he's not really able to take too many evasive maneuvers because he's in the middle of an asteroid, or between two asteroids. I'm going to start maneuvering myself to try and stay underneath him.
Target shield.
His shields are down. He's starting to get away from me. But I want to reposition. Ooh, did not plan for that asteroid. But I gave me some distance between me and him. And he doesn't seem to actually be engaging. I think he's trying to run. So, usually at this phase, if somebody's trying to run, they're going to try and use a frame shift drive to get out of here. But he seems to be trying to duck and dodge away from me. And I'll be honest with you, this is unusual. By this point, the Python would have turned on me, started shooting, and killing me. But he hasn't even deployed his weapons. I don't think.
Scan detected.
But now he seems pissed because apparently I scratched his paint. I'm gonna let my stuff recharge. See what he's gonna do. Reposition myself yet again. And keep firing. You know, Python, if you could just cooperate and shoot back, it would make this video far more interesting for people. It's kind of what I want. To be interesting and entertaining.
Target
You're
shield
making that
online.
difficult. And you keep running away from me. It's kind of pissing me off. So, if somebody's running away from you, now I don't have this hotkeyed at the moment because I kind of ran out of buttons and I'm trying to figure that part out. But, oh, he's shooting now. You can actually hotkey to select certain subsystems, and I can maybe take out his engines. But since he's already down at 23%, like I said, I kind of ran out of buttons on my mouse and my joystick, so I can't target a new subsystem.
Target shield.
But you can just take out his engines, or his FSD, or his guns, or kind of whatever you want. He's down to 1% and 0. 105,000. And that's bounty hunting in a nutshell. Now, usually it's a bit more exciting. They usually shoot back a good bit more often. But I heard some fighting down there, and now I see some fighting, so I'm going to go ahead and boost forward, get down there, scan him with my kill warrant scanner to make sure I get the maximum amount of monies from him. And then I'm going to open up. Now, this is an Anaconda. Like I said, the Python is more of a Corvette class ship. It's a medium sized ship made for fighting. So, a Corvette. The Anaconda is more like a frigate. It is a full-on frigate. Now, he's probably not going to shoot at me too much because he's already got tons of police forces on his ass already. But you can see this ship is huge. Compared to me, it is ginormous. You can fit tons of guns on this thing and put them all turreted, so they'll just shoot off in any direction you want. And because of that, you usually don't want to get above an Anaconda, or his turrets may open up on you. But since it seems like his attention is elsewhere, I'm going to go ahead and stay below him for safety's sake. Stay away from those turrets and just keep on shooting. He's already down to 10%, but like I said, he's getting jumped by a lot of people. When I'm by myself and there's no police around, I can't take an Anaconda. It just can't happen. I've tried it multiple times. I've tried it with a friend of mine who's flying a slightly smaller ship than mine, but still a decent ship, and we can't do it. We've tried on several occasions.
Scan detected.
It doesn't go well. Every time. So, I'm very happy about that. I've gotten over 200,000 from this run. Don't want to run into his debris. I'm coming to check to see what's right here. Anybody want it?
Scan detected.
I think they are. They're in a group of 3. So I want to see what else is in that group. They have a Vulture and 2 Eagles. Eagles are easy. They're small fighter class ships that I could take down in one pass. But a Vulture is the same thing as me. It's a small, yet maneuverable and well-built ship with big-ass guns. I'm gonna come see what's right here. Let's see. Got an Imperial Clipper. I'm gonna go ahead and begin the scanning process and jump him too. Come on, stay in my line of sight, stay in my line of sight, and now that you've done that, I'm going to light you up. And try not to run into you. And he's released chaff, so my gimbaled weapons cannot attack him. That's another thing, gimbaled. Gimbaled weapons are weapons that don't necessarily work like turrets, but they'll auto-lock on a, oh damn, anything within a cone of fire in front of you. And then they have fixed weapons, which are of course fixed. You have to shoot them manually. Well, not that I'm not shooting these manually, but you have to aim them manually. So this guy's actually giving me some hell, so I'm trying some evasive maneuvers, but he is outmaneuvering me. So I'm going to go ahead and put some more power into my my engines to give me a bit faster maneuvering speed. I'm gonna try and stay out of his way while I light him up. You see my shields are running low. And this thing, the Vulture, has very tough shields. Armor, not so much.
Target shields offline.
So he keeps using chaff, which messes up turreted and gimbaled weapons. Fixed weapons are really great for lasers like this. I just don't prefer them at all.
Shields
My
offline.
shields are offline.
Taking damage.
Really bad. But he's at 18%, 12%, 9%, 8%, 7%, so I'm not that worried. In just a second, he's going to blow up. Whew. 120k. Which is nice. I'm happy with that. I'm happy. So yeah, this is Elite Dangerous. Honestly, it's a fun game. If you have $60, or actually I think right now you can actually go buy Elite Dangerous and Elite Dangerous Horizons together. If you've got, you know, money for a game and you like flight sims and you happen to have a joystick, pick this one up. It is a simulator throughout, but you have all of space as your playground, and it's generally fun. They are constantly updating it right now. Like I said, Elite Dangerous Horizons is out, which is like their season. Every year they're going to release a new season. So this year it's Horizon, next year it's going to be something else, who knows. And each season's going to have a certain amount of kind of like, would it be DLC? Patches, whatever, that's going to release. And you have to buy the season to get it. It's not something you can just buy it individually. And right now they have multiple ships, multiple avenues of making money, but in the future they're going to have multi-crewed ships. You can create your own avatar. That's going to be coming soon. More personalized jobs and quest givers instead of just go mine, go bounty hunt, go trade, maybe do a couple of missions here or there for random Federation or so. I'm going to go ahead and try to take this Fer-de-Lance, even though my shields are already down. I've outmaneuvered them in the past, so I think I should be fine. And their armor, after their shields go down, is actually fairly weak. He's actually keeping up with me and maneuvering. But like I said, his armor's fairly weak, and I wasn't alone in taking him down. I was going to go ahead and claim that. Yeah, I guess I'll head back over to the bay now, as I tell you a couple of things. Maybe convince you to give this game a try. But yeah, it's not too terribly expensive, and for the amount of game you're getting, you're gonna like it if you're into this type of game. If you're looking for a more narratively driven game, this isn't it. This isn't it. This is, if you've ever played EVE Online and you love that, you'll probably like this. It's very much a story driven by the population that plays it. And I'm going to show you that as soon as we get back. But seeing as I don't feel like crashing, I think I'll hold off on that. But yeah, it's driven by the players. Your actions directly impact the entire galaxy at large. So if I come here and I'm bounty hunting for a long time, this area could start to see an economic boom because all of a sudden miners are not as prone to getting murdered, which is nice. If I'm sitting here trading for these people, that could also create an economic boom. I keep selling them things that they need, so those things are in less demand, more surplus. Nice boom of economic growth. If I come here and I'm doing missions for them, I could maybe expand their influence within the galaxy. Maybe allow them to branch out to other star systems nearby. Maybe because of that, cause a civil war or a war of some sort to break out. And then at which point I could then help them with and work towards them progressing forward and becoming a better faction as a whole. And then they have overarching factions. Now, this faction here is the LTT 2667 Law Party. They own Stephenson Hub, which is the main hub for this area. Now, if for some reason they lose control of it, say the Citizen Party takes over, they're going to own the hub. But anyway, there's overarching factions, and there's 3 of those. There's the Federation, the Alliance, and the Empire. The Empire is more communist styled. I wouldn't say they're completely communist, but they're more styled like them crap. I forgot to request docking permission. Oops. Just gonna back out of here very steadily and slowly while taking a little bit of shield damage. Sorry, guys. And I just got a $500 fine. Wonderful. Anyway, the Empire is more communistly focused, but they're also harder on things like corruption and crime. And I actually like that. I actually ended up siding with them because of that fact. Their people are more focused towards, making sure that everyone is honorable and no one's outright evil within their government. They are communist though, so they also do slavery, which isn't nice, but shit happens, I guess. I mean, I'm not condoning slavery, but the other 2 I just didn't like. The Alliance is very much, we're a group of leaders who were brought together out of necessity. We all hate each other, but we're here, I guess. And I always felt like that sounded like a great way to have a nice implosion of politics. And they're very much prone to, oh, well, this doesn't fit my agenda, so I'm not going to come help the other person that's in the Alliance just because I don't like him. While the Federation is more like Earth, or more like America in a sense, to be quite honest. It's democratic, elected officials, but the politics are all run essentially through the money of big corporations. All the officials, all the government officials are either working for or lobbied to by big corporations. And it's essentially big corporations that are ending up running a lot of things. Not necessarily making the laws, but definitely making our politicians unbiased. Or completely biased, sorry. And so Federation is definitely geared more like the United States, and me personally, I have issues with lobbying and whatnot and big corporations messing with the government. Not that I have a problem with big corporations. Go make all the money you want. Do whatever you want. But stay out of the government. Anyway, so I ended up siding with the Empire, right? Well, since then, I have helped to take over this system. I came here because at the time it was Federation, and I wanted to help allow my power to come in here. So I came here and started undermining the Federation that was here. So that allowed my benefactor to come in and possibly take it over. My benefactor is A. Lavale Duval. She is one of the Empire's leaders. And I helped her undermine the system. That wasn't just me. There were other players playing at the time too. Don't worry. But there were others. Anyway, I helped her to expand the system by coming here and destroying corrupt, to undermine them, you have to go and just mess with other places. So I undermined a place first. And then, like you see, if I click on one of these, they have an undermining percentage and a fortifying percentage. Well, that week, they didn't fortify enough, and we undermined enough. So our leader was able to position herself to take this place. Well, then we had to actually expand here. So we had to come here and clear out corrupt officials by killing their ships, essentially. And then the following week, it's ours now. This has been a 3-week process. I've logged on at least every day for at least 1 or 2 hours and helped out in some form. And of course, there's other players, 10s, 20s, 30, maybe even 100 players in this area. Probably less than that, because, I mean, this is a big map. But we allowed this to happen. It wasn't anyone else. It was us. And because of that, now, go over to the system map. This system is ours. Not we own it as players, but our leader owns it, which is really nice. This is a really cool thing. We're affecting the war. So if I come over to the galaxy map right now and go over to power play, you'll see that the area that is white is owned by Lavale Duval. And all of those little dots are systems that she owns, and the areas inside the bubbles of her control systems are all the systems that she also owns through exploitation. So she technically owns all of them to some degree, which is cool. And when they started power play, they just owned a couple of systems, and now players have taken over and made it their own. And because of that, now I haven't heard confirmed reports of this, and I haven't Googled it myself, but if you go over to Galactic Powers, go over to the person you're pledged to, right? And you have plenty of people to pick from. And I scroll down, shows that the Empire is currently winning. Awesome. But I think it's probably a player imbalance. Federation is losing, and Alliance is gone. We've wiped out the Alliance. I guarantee you the game devs did not think that one whole faction would disappear within, it's been 6 months since this started? In 6 months, we've completely wiped out a faction. And soon the Empire will be the remaining faction. So what will happen then? Will the Empire break up into smaller pieces and war amongst themselves? We don't know. The players will decide, and that is awesome. If, say, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to trade. I didn't want to help out my Empire. I didn't want to do any of that. I wanted to be a lone wolf. I can. But also, say I wanted to ignore all of that, and I wanted to find out what was all the way out there, or in the middle. The black hole in the middle of our solar system. I can go there. I just have to make a ship that can do deep space exploration, that can jump long distances, go a long distance without fuel, have a way to repair and regain fuel out in the middle of space, and I could go there. And I can make money doing that. I can make money through trading. I can make money through bounty hunting. I can make money through being a mercenary, doing missions, taking jobs as they come. I can make money helping my power. I can make money any way I want. And the freedom that is so enthralling and impressive. And yes, there are other games I'm excited to play. Yes, there are other games that I'm going to play very soon. I can't wait to play The Division. I can't wait to play Ghost Recon Wildlands. I also can't wait to play No Man's Sky. Of course, I love space games. I love flight sims. And I also love Minecraft. Why not? Just why not? But I think this is a game I'm going to be returning back to a lot. at least a couple times a week at the bare minimum to play for just a couple of hours. Because I want to get up to some of the bigger ships. Let me go over here. Starport Services, real quick before I leave. I know this has been a long one. Go over to the shipyard. That's the Sidewinder you start out with. That's the Eagle, which is usually the next step, right? That's the hauler, the first like trading ship or mining ship, if you want to get into that. The Adder, the first kind of decent, semi-decent exploration ship that's out there, but it's really not the best. You can also use it as a small trader or hauler, or even an early bounty hunting vehicle. Then you have the Viper, which is the first truly combat vehicle. Now, the Eagle does it too. Don't get me wrong, but the Viper is the first one that does it really well. Then you have the Cobra Mark III, which is another bounty hunting vehicle, but it can also be a deep space exploration vehicle. It can also be a decent mining vehicle. It's got a good cargo bay. It's got a lot of space. It's a really nice vehicle. Then you have the Viper Mark IV, which is a bit heavier duty than the Mark III Viper, but it sacrifices some of its agility. Then you have the Type 6 transporter, the first real huge trading vessel, the Neelback, a slightly tougher trader. The Vulture, which is what I'm in, which is a heavy-duty fighter. Can take a lot of damage, but it also has some maneuverability to boot. Then you have the Type 7 transporter, which is a huge transport vehicle. The Fer-de-Lance, which is a kind of combat role, but it has a very sleek, stylish design. It's a combat role because it has one huge hard point, which is a weapon point, and 4 medium ones. So it's well armed, and it's a decent size. It's got good speed, good cargo capacity, really good armor. And then you've got the Python, which is, like I said, it's like a Corvette. And you've got the Type 9 Heavy, and then back to the Sidewinder. And there are others. Not every star system is going to have every ship. Not every star system is going to have every piece of gear for your vessel. You might have to go other places to find what you're looking for. So, between everything that this game has to offer, for its price point, some people have been arguing that lately with Elite Dangerous Horizons that it came out, that the price point was too high. And honestly, I don't agree with that. The amount of content that is in the game is amazing. Now, there's not a lot of content, as in story-crafted content. But the amount of content you make is very impressive to me. Now, that could wear off in a couple of months. I made $628,000, by the way, in total. That could wear off in a couple of months, but for right now, I think this game is highly impressive. And if you are into space simulators, if you are into flight simulators, if you're into simulators in general, and you just are a space fanatic like me, I love space, I love thinking about space, go ahead. Give this game a try. If you have a friend that plays it, go ahead and hook him up, find him. If you don't have a flight stick, you can fly with a controller, though you're not going to have all the buttons you need, so make sure to have your keyboard within arm's reach. Flying keyboard and mouse is kind of janky. I would not recommend it. But if you end up liking it, if you're flying with a controller for a while, or if you master keyboard and mouse flying, which I hated, and you like it enough, go pick up a cheap joystick. Mine was, I think, $40, and it's a really good one. I mean, it's not, top end or anything, but it's a really good joystick. It's got all the buttons I need. It's able to be used left-handed. I'm left-handed, so that makes me happy. And I just use my mouse as my throttle. I don't need a second throttle for my right hand because of the fact that I'm left-handed. Most throttles are made for the left hand. I'm right. I use throttle on the right hand, so that's kind of janky for me. So yeah, it's great. It's wonderful. Controls well, feels realistic, feels believable, and it's huge. So if you like what I've said, go try the game. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't, but I hope you do. I'm rambling, aren't I? Yeah. As always, ladies and gentlemen, my name's Dime. This is Spank and Jake. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a good day. That's it. That's all from me.